What up, just if you're in the house, I didn't shave, sorry. Anyway, this is a response to Young Raw Black by PHILXUELOGYX. I don't know how you spell it, physiology or something, I don't know. But anyway, I listened to your video, and you're right about not being accepted and stuff like that. But the whole thing is, I think you and a lot of other people are really focused on the wrong thing, on the wrong things. If you're accepted, you're only accepted for one reason, and that's only because you provide some sort of entertainment for other people by means of mental, physical, laughter, or anything like that. If you don't have any type of a, how could I say it, any type of a desire, not a desire, but if you don't have any type of if you don't have something that people want from you, then more than likely no one's going to talk to you anyway. So that's like you being at home and you're with your brothers or your sisters and you don't have anything that's interesting for you to talk about, then most likely people are going to be quiet. It's going to be silence and stuff like that. Or if you have something that's interesting about, that you want to talk about and you're excited, but if it doesn't excite those other people or stimulate them in some way, form, or manner or whatever, then they'll listen to you, but they'll just fall asleep. So the whole thing about being accepted is all junk, and I wouldn't worry about being accepted, because you can be accepted if you want. All you gotta do is just act a certain way, and you don't even have to act like the quote-unquote black man and the image that we are projected to have and things like that. Now, I will tell you something though. If you do act like that, you get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Tell you, get paid for it, because a lot of people do pay for entertainment, basketball, sports, soccer, hockey, and all that. Tennis, all that stuff is just form of entertainment, and people are paying a lot of money for that. So if I was you, I'd just get paid for acting like that. People are like, I want to hang on, all right. How much money you gonna give me? Like, what are you talking about? And some people are, there are a lot of foolish people, and they come from all walks of life and stuff, and you can convince them, to pay you just for you to hang out with them and stuff like that. Because trust me, loneliness is something that no one's ever gotten. Not too many people get used to that. Okay, so you're saying about being in the neighborhood and stuff, and you're not being accepted and stuff by the women and sisters and stuff. That is you are at the prime time, the prime time of your life. When people ignore you, that's when you're supposed to do your best to hustle, get all kinds of knowledge, accumulate money, go out and do some adventures. Even before you get your degree, when you're on vacation, you travel to different, go to Canada, go to, I don't know, just go to different places, go to different states, check out different towns and things like that, because you're just in a perfect position. You don't have to worry about anything. No one's bothering you. No one's stopping you. You don't even have to ask anyone for any type of permission to do anything and stuff like that. So if I were you, I would just do my thing, and don't worry about it, because by the time you do get your degrees and the knowledge and the information, and then you understand how to make friends, you really understand how to make friends and things like that. Okay, because I'll tell you my slogan. My slogan is, I am the most important person on this earth, and for me to achieve my goals, I know I must cooperate with my friends and or enemies, and that's just the logic of life. People got to do that whether they want to or not. So all I'm just saying is that you're at a perfect position in your life, and you should take advantage of it, because oh my God, I'm too lazy to wipe my nose. Sorry to do that. But you're in a position. I like this view, so I'm just gonna turn this so I can come up here to see. Anyway, they're making a new station up here. I don't know why I come up here and watch this, but anyway, you're in a perfect position to get a lot of things done in your life. So I wouldn't sit around complaining. If you go out there and you playing that music and they paying you money, then that's what you're supposed to do. Get out there and it's about getting that money. And if you're looking for some type of attention, then, it's easy to draw attention to yourself. People are not ignoring you, okay? They're just scared to associate with you, or at that time they're busy, or at that time you're not doing anything to cause them to look at you or anything. That's why I said in one of my other videos, your brothers, the cops are harassing you, the ones that have no records or anything, If I was y'all, man, I could just go right down there and apply. Y'all apply to all these police stations, for a job, and what they gonna do? Because the whole thing is, sure, they're police officers and stuff like that, but it's still city work, and you can still get those jobs. You can still at least apply for them, and they while you're applying for them, they say, hey, we don't want to be targets. We'd rather be on your same team. You could feed people a lot of whatever you want to say and things like that, and there's a lot of things that you could do. But if no one's paying any attention to you, that's the best time to hit the books, hit the computers, learn about these sciences, and learn everything that you can. And because I'll tell you one thing, is that you travel around the world. When you start traveling around the world, you will see that there are many, many people in the same situations that you are in. Kids that's growing up in high school and they at home, and I'm not even talking about black kids. They could be rich kids too, and the parents ignoring them, and they got maids taking care of them. They like baggage, and stuff like that, and they're not happy. And they might say they have friends, but if you look on YouTube and how many people are watching YouTube, I'm sure they're not there watching YouTube with their friends. They got family and stuff. So, and a lot of people just don't understand what it means to have friends, and what it means to have friends. The primary thing about having friends is is that you have that many less enemies, But the another thing about having friends is that you should look at your friends as business partners, and look at the women as business partners and things like that. Because if you said something about people say you want to get sex and stuff. There is nothing wrong with sex. If you want to have sex, go ahead. Because everybody's listening to this sex thing, and people stop having sex. Do you stop having children? And then you start creating these generation gaps, where, if let's say you turn 30, and then you say, okay, I'm going to have a kid by the time you're 35, when you should probably be trying to have them, be successful enough, and have them at 25. Then you got this 35-year gap between you and your child, and that is just too long without anyone there. Because if you happen to be in, if your child turns 10, then you're 45 years old, and then let's say if all of a sudden something happens to you, you get sick or you can't take care of the kid, then you got this 10-year-old kid there, and then all his peers, everyone else is 10, and then everyone else that's in front of him, they're going to be 35 years older, So you gotta you gotta look at it like that. And having kids and all that stuff is beautiful and it's great. The only thing that's hard taking care of them is because maybe you're listening to other people instead of listening to yourselves. And the money that you spend, sit at home. Don't spend that money if you don't need to. Why go to McDonald's, when you could go home and open up a can of tuna and some lettuce and some tomatoes, some bread,